Okay, so we've reached our codec conversation, and honestly, I've been looking forward to doing this for some time, ever since its inception. We are going to talk about and review survival mode.
Yeah, survival mode came out this month, April 7th. It was a Thursday. We debuted it on our Twitch stream. Search for us there, twitch.tv/under the cardboard box, or one word. So, we played it for a bit. I played it after, you left and stuff. And it's, for what it's worth, right? It's a very good game mode, as it is.
Yeah. I mean, before we get into that, there was a problem yesterday, though.
Yes.
If you were watching us on Twitch.
Angel was yesterday. Aceman 145?
Yeah.
What is it? 145, right?
Yeah. And it really ticked me off.
Yeah. You were really pissed.
I was because
at first I thought it was my Xbox.
And we were worried.
Yeah.
You were about to replace it with the Xbox you bought me.
I was literally thinking that. I'm like, I'm going to give this guy the Xbox. I'm going to
give him the day one edition.
Yeah.
Instead. No, but then it just kept freezing every time.
Yeah.
So there's and Metal Gear Online is aware of the situation. They actually tweeted out that they're working on it. They've received various reports and they
Oh, you got the text. You saw it.
Well, I mean, I saw it. Yes, I saw it before that.
Gotcha.
Because I'm always on Twitter for it.
I check my Twitter like in the night when I'm like in bed, like already.
Yeah. Yeah. So. They're aware of the issue.
Yeah.
But before that, we didn't know anything. It just kept freezing and kicking us out, and there was no
it
games.
Did this annoying thing where it go and then just quit you out of the game.
Yeah, which made you think there was something wrong with your Xbox.
Right, but then I was thinking, I'm like, if there was something wrong with my Xbox, then the whole thing will be off. But it'll go to the main screen. But then that one time, it like completely shut off the Xbox.
Right. It made it restart.
Made it restart, yeah. And then I started looking at the forums. And looks like that same thing is happening on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. So what they're saying is that there's this bug and crash that is affecting all the players who have downloaded the new update. So if you have the new update, it's causing players when they're playing online, so only online, any game mode, it's causing them to crash. Because we tested it out yesterday. You started playing the story mode and totally fine. You were there for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So pretty much the last night's Twitch stream didn't go as I thought it would.
Yeah.
There were pretty good matches though.
Yeah.
But there was like barely anyone online. Because there was barely anyone online, it was like mostly one-on-ones or two-on-ones or whatever the case may be. I had a pretty good match in Azure Mountain where it was like sniper versus sniper, which is great. But we digress.
And now that I'm thinking, I could see why there was no one online. It was because of that.
Yeah.
Because it was weird that there was nobody, literally
there was
nobody
no
online.
games. Like I would search for games and like no games available.
No game. And then and then two people, Giphy or something, whatever that person's name was, came back to the match, to the same match here, and I'm like, wow, this is strange.
But it was a glitch because it would like do the countdown for the match to start.
Right.
And then it would like restart because technically there was nobody there. I was by myself. But we try to have as much fun as possible before I just said, I'm done. Forget it.
Yeah.
So survival mode. You were saying.
Survival mode is a fun game mode, right? I think that if you're with a team and you know them and you're in a party, is a fun game. It reminds me of like stuff like Destiny, going on raids and stuff like that, or just getting your buddies together in a party and then just playing. When it works, it's a very fun game. It's very intuitive. You have to work together, right? So it kind of forces you to work together a little bit. Communication is obviously key to win, but I like it, man. It's very good execution style. Like, let's go, ready to go. It brings more to the Metal Gear Online, right? It brings more to it. I like it because it has all those players that when you're playing together and stuff, it keeps you going next round and next round and next round. I like that. You know, it doesn't. If you are playing with random people, it doesn't have them go away. You know, like, all right, that's it. You know, you're with another team now, and then you're on their teams and stuff like that. So I do like that aspect of it, and I think that was something that it was missing in the Metal Gear world, and well, the Metal Gear Online. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games that do that. That they like Halo allows you to stay with your party.
Well, not the new Halo, but yes.
Well, yeah. Well, oh man, they took that off. I didn't know that. That sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, but before we go on, I guess for those who haven't played survival mode yet, because Stabbed by Boss on the Twitch, he was like, "What's this?" You know what I mean? Like, I guess that there are people who have not read up on it. Or survival mode is a game in which you get to stick with 5 other players. If you haven't heard the CB Minute where I explain it, you get to stick with 5 other players for 5 different games. Each time you beat, a round, you go against, some opponents. Each time you beat them, you move up in the ranking and you gain GP for you and your team. The final match has usually... It's GP plus a special item. Yeah. Like clothing, like a peel. So basically that's what it is. So you get to stick with these 5 people.
Yeah.
You were saying back in the polls that, usually it doesn't really work out when it's like random people. Right. When it's just like because you stick with that random team, but you don't know how you work with each other.
Yeah.
And so that could be a problem. But if you have 5 other people who their play style, that they're reliable, you can really go at this together.
You can. And then also thinking back as to if, let's say you have a full team of scouts, a full team of infiltrators, which will probably be the most common one, like there's not really a balance with that in your team. You can, a whole tank of enforcers can just come in and just destroy you. So I think they're if you do have a team and you do this in survival mode, will probably be a tip is having different variations in your team, having a scout, having a infiltrator, having those enforcers, so that you could have your team set, have the scouts, look back and snipe and stuff, because you're forced, if you're just one, you're doing lone wolf and stuff, you're forced to kind of play the play style that's going on in the match, instead of having a strategy where, okay, you two will stay here, you will do this and you will do that.
Yeah. I mean, since it was 6 players, what I recommended while I was playing with some of the people was it was 2 of each.
Right.
2 scouts, 2 infiltrators, 2 enforcers. And, that way we cover more track or whatever the case may be. And it worked out pretty well. I haven't gotten past like round 3 with random people.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. People drop.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing. People just drop. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because if someone drops, that's it. No one else can join your team.
Nobody.
Until you start all over.
Yeah. It's hard.
It is hard. It's difficult. So
well, now that you have the Xbox, the next step is just getting Metal Gear. And then the other step would be that we can play together.
Absolutely.
On the Twitch stream.
Absolutely. Support us on Patreon.
Yeah. And then hopefully Angel can come aboard the Xbox One hype train. One day, right? One day. He's back there. He's just like, why are you guys bringing me into this? The unofficial cameraman. Yes, he will be. One day. One day. Support us on Patreon. /UCB Podcast. UCB Podcast. We want to make all these things possible. Yes. For you guys, the fans. But yeah, man, I definitely think we can start building a team. Write into us at Under the Cardboard Box Podcast at gmail.com, and let us know if you want to play with us. We could possibly do that. Well, yeah, I mean, we have a whole plethora of fans. Come on and join us. Yeah, come in and join us. Let's create a survival team and let's see how you guys do. Yeah. My thing also is that there's a lot more players on PlayStation 4. So, I'd like to get in there as well. I'd like to get in there. Okay. Yeah. I can't join you there. Well, no, but, Yeah, I'm just messing. But yeah, guys, so Heidel, scale to 1 to 10. Survival mode,
The idea, the execution.
I'll give it an 8.5.
Okay, why?
I like the variations. I like that it can actually force you to play together as a team, but it doesn't work. You know, we need it to work, and the way review scores go is it's out however it is. You can't assume that it's gonna get better or whatever. You have to review it as how it is, as is right now. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I would give it that push, but you know, it's a little hard when it just doesn't work, and we haven't even seen a round 5. You know, so I don't think anyone has seen a round 5, unless you're, you know, in a team or whatever and stuff. But you know, let's get a team together. So write to us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com.
Right. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to agree with you on that score. Only because, you know, it's been out for a while and there's been so many glitches and it's, you know, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
You know, like the idea on paper is good.
Mm-hmm. On paper,
and I like that they do it every day.
Yeah.
I think it opens the door to like better prizes and more competition between clans and stuff like that. Do I like the whole 6-on-6 Pokemon style battling kind of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it keeps it more controlled.
Yeah.
What's the max on Xbox One and PlayStation?
Players?
Yeah, on one map. Is it like 16?
Yeah, I think it's 16. Yep.
16, so it's 8-on-8.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 12-on-12.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not.
For a tournament kind of a thing. And it gives you a way to kind of become, in a sense, closer to your teammates and strategize better and cover, you know, little ground in the sense that, okay, there's not people like running all over the place. You can
exactly.
You know, keep it together, and it forces you to work as a team.
It does, yeah.
So the best way to play survival mode is, as I said, as a team.
Yep.
If you're gonna play survival mode as a solo,
mm-hmm.
it's not gonna work out for you. You're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Also, the crowd for survival mode isn't that big. Sometimes I'm waiting to play a game for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a question for you. If you had to pay for survival mode, let's put it a price at the entire DLC Cloaked in Silence was what, $3.99?
The entire thing?
No, just the stages and the characters.
Yes.
Not the appeals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was $3.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say survival mode was $1. Would you buy it?
Yes.
You would buy it?
Yeah.
After playing it and realizing what it is?
Yeah, if it's $1, I'll definitely get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. So I think survival mode is definitely worth it. I think it's a work in progress in terms of, like, they're going to make it better. They're going to make it way better. They're going to have Konami obviously sees the problem and they're working on it. Yeah. Which is what I appreciate, that they are addressing it.
Right.
They're not like marking it off as, well, it's whatever.
Well, whatever. Exactly.
Do whatever
you know, and it's great because, you know, some games like we were just talking about it today, Tomb Raider, man, that game had a lot of bugs and you know, it wasn't as good and stuff. And I never saw Square Enix or any one of them say like, hey, we're addressing the problem and stuff, you know. If they did, then I probably missed it, but it never got fixed. You know, so there's certain games that they just throw online out there because it's the fav now.
It's the norm.
It's a norm.
Like if a game doesn't have, doesn't have online, it's not seen as like
a full price $60 game.
Right.
You know?
Right. As a matter of fact, we were talking about that. We were talking about the you said that the Xbox One will allow me to have one game.
Yes.
Out of 4.
Yeah.
And the 4 games are the
Gears of War, Forza 6,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, and then Rare Replay.
Yeah, and then out of those 4, only one has multiplayer. So I was like,
well, Forza has multiplayer.
Well, yeah, but I'm not a racing guy.
Yeah.
So 2 have multiplayer.
Yeah.
Granted,
exactly.
I stand corrected. I was like, so I might as well get Gears of War because although I don't play Gears of War, at least I can play online with you.
Well, also, I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but correct me if I'm wrong, Angel. You can also get Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 with Gears Ultimate Edition.
Is that right?
Right. You just got to play online.
You got to play online?
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. So there's the value.
Right.
It just keeps giving. So anyway, but I digress. Guys, let us know what you think of survival mode.
Yeah.
Let us know if you've played it. We highly recommend it. It gets the UCBP seal of approval.
Yes, it does.
And and it's a free download. So that's even better. Look forward to more. I look forward to more.
I'm looking forward for City Under Siege.
Like, where's my stage?
I'm always going to say that, you know? Oh. And I'm looking forward for co-op in story mode. I really want it. I want that Peace Walker.
I don't see that happening.
But it's Peace Walker Part 2.
It's not Metal Gear Solid Part 2.
Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain is Peace Walker Part 2.
I don't think so. It's like saying high school it's like saying college is high school Part 2. It's not true.
Well,
it's not
look,
true.
I think it's an opinion, of course, but like every reviewer said, Peace Walker Part 2 or Peace Walker like on steroids or something, because it ultimately is. You know, it's taking the idea of creating a mother base and expanding it and having that kind of RPG element, everything, you know, and it's expanding on that universe. So, I mean, it is kind of like a Part 2, but you know, in terms of the online, like, man, you know, it would benefit so much if I can just go in there because it allows you to play as another character in the story mode. So imagine Snake or another character you made or another character going in and finishing these missions. You know, I don't know how the cutscenes will look, but I'm pretty sure you can tackle some side ops.
Well, I mean, they would probably do like a Halo kind of a thing before it became a multiplayer thing.
Right.
Like they would just show one Master Chief
instead of two. Yeah, exactly.
Like it was two or four through the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it's always just one Master Chief.
Master Chief there.
So unless he has Shadow Clone.
Yeah.
Jutsu.
So I'm looking forward for more maps and for hopefully that, you know. I want to see what the next game mode would be. That is
let us know what you guys want to see in the future of MGO, besides what we've seen before, like they want to change settings. They want to take full tinting off, which I understand.
I understand that, yeah.
Why they would want to take full tinting off, but at the same time, it's like, but that's one of the points of the game.
Yeah. I like the full tinting. I think it adds to the game because, man, I'm so used to, there's so many of that already, of a team deathmatch, you know, you kill this, kill that, or whatever. You know, how can I get my points back? There it is, full tinting.
Yeah.
You know, it adds to the game. So you don't want to be like every other game. You want to be your own game.
That's what makes Metal Gear Online different.
Yeah, I love that. The full tinting part, man. Like, you could be one and like, you could have 1 point left, right? And your team has like, I don't know, 24 or whatever and stuff, and they full tint some guy that's
with 18
and stuff,
which I've done.
Yeah, and the momentum shifts. It's like, whoa,
Game continues.
Exactly. So it's a fun iteration. So I don't know why they would want to take off full tinting, but I can see if players just want to kill. You know, I can see that maybe adding like a game mode where it's just team deathmatch instead of bounty hunter.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I can see it happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, Konami, good job. Keep up the good work. And I think we'll just wrap it up here.
Yeah. So tune in next segment for our trivia.